Will Leicester City show Watford what's what in the Premier League? And will Manchester United show Tottenham Hotspurs that they are walking on hot coals? Let's get into this. Hey guys, it is Finn here. That is of course FYWN. And once again, I am still away at the time of recording until the 7th of December. And of course, this has been recorded before Match Week 13. So of course, this is about 3-4 games ago. I am recording this match weeks ago. So of course, I won't be knowledgeable, or I won't know which teams are in form. So this is purely just on current form of the time of recording. And yeah, guys, I hope you end up enjoying this one. And I do want to ask you guys, as my question of the video, because I do that every video, and give me a reason why you give your answer. Who do you guys think is the most surprising team this Premier League season? Whether it's good or whether it's bad, whether you think Leicester City are doing much better than you thought or Watford's doing much worse. Just in general, your surprising team of the Premier League season. And yeah, let's get into Match Week 15. First game up is Palace versus Bournemouth. These teams are very, very similar in my eye. They're both just mid-table teams. They're very mediocre around the board on their teams, with one or two shine-out players. And you have to ask yourself, how will King do at the Palace? I think both teams are going to do relatively well against each other, and I can't see an obvious winner or an obvious loser. And for that reason, I have to give it as a draw. I have to give it as a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be very close, and I don't think there's going to be a very obvious winner to this one. Yeah, because even if you look at past results from Bournemouth versus Palace, it's very, very evenly resulted in their last 10 games that they have played against each other. Now let's get into the second game, guys. Second game is Burnley versus Manchester City. Now, of course, this is also a pretty obvious one unless something bizarre happens while I'm away over the next 3 weeks. But yeah, this one's also very obvious, Manchester City. Even though it is away, I can really just see Manchester City really just maneuvering every way possible around that Burnley defense. I don't really see Burnley standing a chance. Sorry if you are a Burnley fan. All three of you, but yeah, I do want to say it's an obvious Manchester City win. It's going to be a 3-0 win away for them. But yeah, also it's going to be interesting to see how everything is after Ballon d'Or, because this will be right after the Ballon d'Or. I think, yeah, so obviously I did make this Ballon d'Or prediction video a day or two before you guys see this. So hopefully you guys can look at that and see, hopefully I didn't do too bad with my Ballon d'Or predictions from number 10 to number 1. And yeah, there are a few Manchester City players in there, and hopefully they'll end up boosting them confidently to win over Burnley. Not that an unconfident Manchester City couldn't beat Burnley. Next up is Leicester versus Watford. Now, as I said, Leicester has really shocked me this season. After they got rid of Harry Maguire, I really didn't see upway for them compared to last season. I didn't see them improving. I saw them ending this season possibly in a mid-table position. Look, we're not halfway yet. It's not going to happen. I think they're going to end up pretty high up on the table. Leicester City is absolutely going to crush Watford. Watford are going down at the end of the season. I really don't see them getting too far out of it unless something radical changes and they possibly get some good players in the transfer window or a new manager that really helps them. But it's going to be a very dominant Leicester City win with a 5-1 win. And I can say this, and I don't mind saying this, I think end of the season, Leicester City will have the most goals scored for them out of any other team in the Premier League. I think they'll come out at top as the top scorers in the Premier League. There's Wolves versus West Ham. Now, of course, Wolves aren't doing as well as they did last season, but they're still not in bad form. And Jota, shame for Wolves during the international break, almost scored his first goal for Portugal, and just before it went over the line, Cristiano Ronaldo stole it, and everyone's like, yo, Ronaldo almost had 100 Portuguese goals, and he could have at least let Jota have one. But shame, at the end of the day, I just view Wolves as a better team than West Ham, and yeah, just West Ham don't have that fire that Wolves do throughout the whole game. Although they can be very similar teams, I view Wolves as more consistent, not in different games, but as a fact of Wolves throughout the whole 90 minutes can just really keep their fire compared to West Ham, and that's why I'm going to give it a 2-1 to Wolves. Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspurs. Now, of course, as I said at the time of recording, Pochettino is still Wolves manager. I don't know what will change by the time this comes out. Hopefully things are pretty similar to what they are, but yeah, I do have to say when it comes to injuries, injuries, I think injuries are the determining factor for this game. I think there's a possibility Shaw will be back for United, Pogba probably will be back, and Hugo Lloris is still injured for Spurs. And purely because of that, I'm going to give it United's way, because normally United and Spurs both have a serious fire about them, but both teams have really lost their fire this Premier League season. And for that, I do have to give it to Manchester United, just because they don't have Hugo Lloris Spurs. So I'm going to give it a 3-2 to Manchester United. It's going to be a very close game, but hopefully United can get something out of it, especially because this game is before their one versus Manchester City, which, they are going to struggle with. But hopefully, if there is a team, a regular top 6 team, because let's be honest, Spurs probably won't end up top 6 this season, sadly for them. I mean, unless things change. But in terms of the normal top 6, I would say Spurs is the team that Manchester United probably could beat, and hopefully they pick up some sort of form. Now guys, before I get too far into this, as I said, I will be away, so I won't be able to really push out on social media that my videos are. So guys, could I really ask you guys to help grow this community while I am away? Just share it with your friends, share it with other people while I'm away. I need more friends, please. And I'd love to reach 300 subscribers by the end of the year. Okay, let's get into our next result. Chelsea versus Villa. Now, of course, Chelsea have been in amazing form at the time of recording. This will be a week or whatever after the City game, so hopefully they won't be too tired from that. I do still have to give it Chelsea's way. I think Chelsea is just such a dominant team, and Aston Villa will probably be tied versus United. I'm not saying whether they'll beat United or whether they don't. United's very good at tiring players out, because United apply a lot of pressure, so therefore Aston Villa will be tied from that game. And Chelsea will get a very comfortable 3-1 win, because I think, look, Tammy Abraham has just been on fire lately for them. And just in general, I view that Chelsea team as so strong. And I think they're going to end up in a Champions League position this season, and they are going to get a comfortable 3-1 win versus Villa. Southampton versus Norwich. Now, of course, normally I'd give it Southampton's way, because I quite like Southampton, and I thought they would do really well this season compared to last season, but they have been dreadful. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they went down at the end of the season. And similar to Norwich, but at the same time, I like Norwich. And of course, with Teemu Pukki, of course, he was the player of the season in the first month of the Premier League, or player of the month rather, should I say. And I really don't know, obviously the team has let him down a tiny bit, and you can't have one man carry a whole team. Regardless of what the likes of Messi has done at times and Ronaldo, everyone's like, oh yeah, he's carried the team. They still have good players around them. With Teemu Pukki, he is alone. And no, I didn't just indirectly compare Teemu Pukki to Messi. But I do have to give this Norwich's way. I think Norwich is going to get a very close but somewhat comfortable 2-0 win away against Southampton, unless Southampton really do sort their stuff out. The only threat Southampton could have is how big and physical their centre-backs could be, but I'm still going to give it Norwich's way with a 2-0. Liverpool versus Everton. Now, this is still while Marco Silva's Everton boss. I don't know if things will change by the time videos come out, blah blah blah. Once again, I know I don't shut up, but you know what, there's always been a different kind of rivalry when it comes to the Merseyside rivalry, and I do have to say I think it's going to be very close. Liverpool are still going to win, but I'm going to give it a 2-0 to Liverpool versus Everton. I think Everton aren't going to be that far away, because I think there's just a different kind of fight they do have against Liverpool versus Liverpool. So I view it being a very close game, and hopefully Everton can start picking up their stuff again, because lots of people were saying that they could push into the top 6 this season, which I mean, they just haven't. They've spent more time in the relegation zone than in the top 6 this season, and hopefully they can pick up their socks. But for this one, I have to give it to Liverpool. Second last is Sheffield versus Newcastle. Now, I just view Newcastle's attack is better and more physical than Sheffield. Now, of course, they're very good teams, of course. Sheffield play a more traditional, older style of football, which is still very, very good. And it's a great way of them getting their scoring and keeping possession at times, although they're not the best at it. But Newcastle have adapted a tiny bit more. They do get their left back and right back, the full backs up front a bit more. And they have a different kind of attacking style of play. Now, of course, Steve Bruce's men haven't done that well this season. I still have to give it to them. I still have to give it to Newcastle. Although it is away, I'm going to give it a 2-1 to Newcastle. Last one is going to be Arsenal versus Brighton. Now, of course, wow, Brighton have got a hectic couple of weeks ahead for them. Or they've got a hectic December and November period with the kind of games they play. They play pretty much like the best of the best in the top 6. And it's very much a struggle for them. And I do have to give it to Arsenal, because Arsenal are at home. Brighton are going to be tired from all the hectic results they have. I have to give it a 2-0 to Arsenal at home. I can't see it going any other way. And of course, guys, this is my Premier League match week 15. Normally I do a fantasy team, but I can't do that so far in advance. It won't let me. But hopefully you guys still have enjoyed it. Once again, as I said, please do share this so that this awesome channel can grow and I can have more friends in the comment section. And yeah, this community can really just grow, because I think this channel deserves to be a tiny bit bigger. I mean, I'm not big upping myself. I'm just saying I work hard and I know you guys enjoy it, and I just want more people to enjoy my content. But guys, I really do love every single one of you and I appreciate the support constantly on every video. But guys, this has been Finn, FYNN. Stay awesome. Cheers.